everyone, and welcome to episode 58 of the Video Games Ahoy Podcast. Yay! Woo! I'm your host, Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Dav Gape.
Hello.
And Zach Hamilton.
Hello.
No Dav Weeks today.
Well,
I was very disappointed. He was sending us pictures beforehand of him on top of some Scottish mountains.
Oh yeah, that looks amazing.
It did look pretty good, didn't it? I gotta be honest.
Not as good as being here in the podcast. I don't know.
I mean, stuck inside in these tiny houses. I mean, I speak for myself, my tiny house, but still, not on a Scottish mountain. But yeah, how are you guys doing? You okay?
All good.
Oh yeah.
Pretty good here.
It's Dav Gape. It's not actually nice to see you. We just added a chat about your holidays. Was it nice?
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. In the lovely British countryside. No Wi-Fi, no signal, which, can be a problem, but it was just like, let's
that's nice.
step away from the world.
Unplug.
Glad to be back, though.
Yeah.
Very glad to be back.
We missed you last week because we had...
with Josh on. Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Stratton Studios.
really cool.
That was a good episode. If anyone hasn't seen that or listened to it, go back and listen to it. It was really, really... Like, me and Zach just sat there for about 20 minutes just going...
Oh, we shut up.
There's no, what can I contribute to this? He knows a lot, and I don't. And he was talking about how, he deals with Sony and Xbox, and I was sitting there going... I like video games. I like to play. I like to play them. He's like, it was great. He was really, really lovely talking to him. A really nice guy as well. So check it out. Should we just have a quick chat about the podcast and get into some news, gents?
Let's go.
So if you are watching us or listening to us for the very first time, then hello, we are Video Games Ahoy, and I know there's a load of you in the chat who are back, and it's lovely to see you. And if you listen to us for the 58th time, if you've listened to us for the 58th time, different podcast episodes, then I don't know what to say. Thank you. That would be incredible. Actually, that would be really lovely.
Yeah, actually, if anyone's done that, I kind of want to hear from them.
Yeah, I really want to hear from them.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And also, I think we've said this before. It'd be really interesting to listen to us from the first episode to recent episodes. Because in the first episode, we were like, "Yes, we are a serious gaming podcast, and we'll talk about news." And then now we literally have a segment called Dav Week's Toilet Games. There's an actual segment based around his recommendations. So yeah, we've come a long way.
One of the more highbrow sections.
It probably is, yeah. But yeah, we stream these on Thursdays. We put them out on Fridays. So if you're listening to us, maybe come and check us out on a Thursday evening. It's a lot of fun. We do a quiz at the end, as you probably already know, if you are listening to us for the millionth time. And the quiz was a good one last week. You and Josh kept
so close.
Yeah, it was a good one, and you kept answering the same as well.
The same answers, yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, like I said, we're on all the different podcast places. We're on YouTube as well, if you want to check us out there. We're also on Patreon, which we'll talk about at the end. This is probably the 4th week in a row I've said we'll do Hall of Fame, but we will actually do it soon. This is definitely something we will get, and we're going to do a live episode soon. We've got the gang back together. We've all got internet. We've all moved houses. So we've done it. We've done the hard thing. Now we just need to do the episode. Which is great. We'll do it soon. And we also have a Discord, which you can check out in the link in the description. Or if you're watching, I'm sure ACP can do that, the wizardry that she does. But otherwise, I think that's it. I think we've covered the podcast. Should we just chat about some news?
Aye, let's get in.
Let's get into some news. So we'll start with an Xbox story actually. And it's really interesting because it's something we've spoken about quite a lot recently. Maybe not to the degree that we kind of hoped it would go to, but it's a start, and I imagine it will get to that point. Having an app on a TV. But starting, was it yesterday, Dav?
I think it was. Yeah.
Xbox Cloud Gaming is available to all Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members with Windows 10 PCs and Apple phones and tablets via browser across 22 different countries, which is. That's great. Dav's going to get onto what it's actually like in a second because he's actually had a chance to have a go at a couple of games. But I'll just read out what they've said because it's a great step, and they've added a couple of games as well which you couldn't play before on the PC, which is I'll get to one of them in a minute, which is really not frustrating, but just the timing is kind of like, oh, really?
Is it Football Manager?
No, it's not Football Manager. It's actually Banjo-Kazooie. Because we'll get onto why, because they put the third game onto the you can finally play that on the PC. I don't need the PC anymore, and we'll get onto why in a little bit. But yeah, anyway, so the little blurb that they give out was Xbox Cloud Gaming is now powered by custom Xbox Series X hardware. That's another thing as well. It's now powered by the newer consoles, which means you get 60 frames per second and 1080p, pretty much guaranteed. Well, that it's coming out. The output is anyway. So it's to ensure the lowest latency, highest quality experience across the broadest set of devices, and going forward we'll continue to innovate and add more features to enhance your cloud gaming experience. It all around just pretty good. Microsoft have done a great thing. Dad, like I said, you actually had a chance to have a go at this.
Yeah.
Tell us how goes it?
So the thumb rating, I give it a 2 side thumbs.
Okay.
Nice.
It's got a lot of the great games you can get in Game Pass. The main issue, and it's an issue that really, if you can't get past it, then it's not a very viable service, and that's input lag. So you press a button, it takes just shy of a second for it to relay back onto the screen. So I tried it with a wired connection and a wireless connection. I tried it with 3 different games. I tried it with Dishonored 1. I tried it with Monster Train, which is a indie card-based game. And I tried it with Forza Horizon 4. Oof. So with the wired connection is actually where I found the most input lag. And that is because, what I believe is because with my wired connection, it's a slower download speed than wireless. And so it seems like the input is going through quickly enough, but it's bringing the input back to me. That's the issue. Something that actually Stadia tried to combat. Their controllers connect via Wi-Fi and not via Bluetooth or via a cable. I had it actually connected by cable just to try and get the best possible connection to minimize the input lag, but that was still the issue. With Monster Train, I tried that because it was turn-based, and it didn't feel like an issue at all. I feel like I could easily just pop into Monster Train, and the input lag wasn't annoying at all. So that was fine on that end. And then when I tried it with the wireless connection, the input lag was less, still not great, but I was able to progress a little bit in Dishonored with that input lag, and Forza Horizon, I was able to do a whole race with that amount of input lag. But yeah, there were, every now and then, you've got to compensate, and you don't know how much you should be turning, because by the time you finish your turn, you've actually turned too much. And but with Monster Train, it didn't feel like there was any input lag really at all with Monster Train. I think maybe it's a less power hungry game, but that was the input lag was the main issue really, and also with the wireless you had the game stuttering back and forth, which you didn't have. It was actually it was buttery smooth with a wired connection. So if you're able to get a wired connection that is a really strong internet, like, because my wireless runs at about 200 megabytes where my setup is, and my wired runs at about 70. Because of I plug it into the wall through the power line adapter. It's a power line adapter. I would recommend that. There's not much point playing anything that's too intensive, like Forza Horizon 4 or PS5 or even the Dishonored games. Anything that requires quick reflexes, I wouldn't bother necessarily with cloud gaming unless you've got a really strong and wired connection.
Yeah, that's really interesting actually, because I remember that was kind of my issue when I tried it out months ago when you were able to get on the Android, because it's been on Android for about maybe six to 8 months, something like. So I definitely tried it during lockdown anyway, and yeah, it was just like you say, it was a second behind, and for a lot of people it wouldn't be that big a deal, but like I tried it with the Outer Worlds, for instance. And I couldn't play it. I couldn't play it because it was just, I was responding, and then my response wasn't it was just pointless playing it. But it's good to know that, like, if you have the setup available to do it, it's great. But I think this is always going to be the issue, really, isn't it? Well, like, if you don't, it's until they get around that, like a lot of the lag, that's what's going to be the issue. But at the same time, it's great that they put it out. Apple is the weird one, I guess, because I think that one's via browser, which is the interesting one.
It definitely works better than Stadia has in my you know what, Stadia doesn't have much input lag,
Yeah.
but you do every now and then you just lose a second.
Yeah.
But I'd say Stadia and Game Pass and xCloud, I don't know what they're calling it now, nothing, cloud gaming, I guess. Probably on a par for different reasons, and then PS Now is like in the bin as far as comparable services.
You're still using PS Now, aren't you? Because you bought a year, didn't you?
I did buy a year, and I only play PS4 games on it because you can't download PS3 games on your PS5.
Still.
Madness, absolute madness. But I'm running out of games though on PS Now that are worth my time.
Yeah.
And weirdly, they keep bringing out games like they put WWE 2K Battlegrounds on PS Now last month, and this month they're making it a games with PSN or PS Plus.
PS Plus,
games
PS Plus, yeah.
So it's like PS Now it's just like a 1 month exclusivity until you get it via your PS Plus subscription that everyone has.
Yeah, most people have PS Plus.
Yeah, if you have PS Now, I would assume that you also have PS Plus.
Yeah.
That's in order to do. You wouldn't get PS Now.
Yeah, I can't imagine as many people do the other way around. You know, like
maybe
there might be like
there's no PS5 games on PS Now.
Yeah,
and you can't.
Yeah.
That's pretty mad.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, there's not that many. There's really not that many.
Probably more than Xbox. To be honest.
All right, let's move on from that. That was great to hear you test it out, and it's. I remember they did it a while ago. Like they had a select group of people trying it out, so it's just nice that they've been able to put it out there as well.
It's so much better than it was then.
Yeah,
so much better than it was then. I tried Forza Horizon. The reason I tried Forza Horizon 4 now is I tried it then, and it was hot trash. It was absolutely unplayable. It was worse than Stadia.
That game is really not.
It was a beta.
That game is really not a game that you want to have lag on at all.
No.
I give it a try the other day, but
with a wired connection, it was buttery smooth. It was the input lag that prevented it. So they've got something.
Yeah.
They just need to fine tune it a bit more, and then it'll be there.
Perfect. Let's move on to Sony, because Sony's had a very interesting week. So there's 3 stories kind of the same along the same lines, but one of them is more interesting than the other 2. And the reason for that is that it was announced, kind of, and then kind of not announced. And we'll get into it right now. But basically, Sony have actually acquired 2 studios, and then potentially also acquired another. Which did you guys see this? Did you see the picture as well? Because that's why it's the most interesting.
I know 2 of them.
Yeah, so
don't know the third.
So basically, so today Sony have acquired, I think it's Nix's Software, which is an industry-leading Dutch studio with more than 20 years' experience in game development optimization. They've worked on Hitman. They've worked on one of the recent Tomb Raider games. So I think there was an association maybe with Square. Because obviously 2 of those games might have been associated with Square, but Sony have just acquired those, and apparently they do a lot of work with ports, so that's their main thing. But they've just acquired them today, maybe like an hour or so ago. The second one, and this is probably the more interesting of the 2, and that's Housemarque.
Yeah,
that's the interesting one because that's Returnal. That's the company that made Returnal, and that had really good reviews. And Sony have now just gone, right, Returnal was great. We think you did a great job. We're buying you. And it's a great fit. It seems to be a great fit. It seems to work for Sony. Yeah. And
what's interesting about that one is that the plan, it was going to go through in 2020, and then it got delayed until the release of Returnal.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder why. That's like an interesting, they were testing them. They were like, let's see how this game goes.
That's what it feels like. But yeah, so one of the little, again, the blurbs they give out was, this gives our studio a clear future and a stable opportunity to continue delivering on gameplay-centric approaches while still experimenting with new methods on narrative delivery and pushing the boundaries of this modern art form. One of the things they were saying as well is that they're just going to get a heck of a lot more money. Which is, I mean, it's great. They are one of the most interesting developers, so it's great. Now this is the weird one. So is it right? So on Twitter, is it Nibble? Is that his name? Or their name?
I want to say Nibble because his handle is like Nibelion, isn't it? And then it's
maybe
Nibble. I want to say Nibble.
No, maybe Nibble. Anyway, follow that person on Twitter because they're great. They're really, really great. Anyway, they noticed on Twitter the PlayStation Japan uploaded an image which actually didn't say Housemarque, it said Bluepoint. And the interesting thing is the image actually, it said Bluepoint. It was the actual design. So someone has made that. And considering that Sony have just gone about making 2 acquisitions over 2 days, it seems like they've sent the wrong one out, and maybe this is coming over the next week.
And that's what's interesting as well, is that, so with the Housemarque announcement, it's got all the Sony game studio, something from each Sony game studio, plus the woman from Returnal.
Yep.
And in the
Bluepoint
one, the woman from Returnal's in there as if they'd already acquired Housemarque, and the Bluepoint one for Demon's Souls.
Yeah, Demon's Souls is right next to it. It was quite shocking, actually, because you think someone has messed up there. But again, it's a really solid get. If Sony have got that, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah,
like they've done some incredible work for Sony over the last couple of years. I mean, Demon's Souls was reviewed incredibly well. I think they did the Uncharted trilogy. They remastered the Uncharted trilogy. They did Shadow of the Colossus, I think, as well.
Yeah,
they've done
Demon's Souls,
they've done loads of great stuff for Sony. I think, in fact, I was looking at their Metacritic scores for the remasters and remakes they've done. So many of them are in the 90s. They've done really, really great jobs with a lot of old Sony.
Did Bluepoint do Halo 2 in the Master Chief Collection?
I don't know. That they might have. I have no idea.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
But it's a really solid acquisition, and this, I think. But it's interesting because if this is Sony's way of trying to get back at not get back, but trying to keep up with the Bethesda acquisition, of if it's just an organic thing going, yeah, we were going to do this anyway, and it's just a natural thing. It feels relatively natural, but I there's a part of me that really doesn't enjoy the acquisitions, especially if it takes away. I've heard a lot of stories recently about Sony not being great with indies. In fact, there was a story yesterday with an indie developer saying how terrible they were. And not everyone has said that, obviously, but yeah, there's a part of me with I feel slightly uneasy with acquisitions, but at the same time, it seems like a good fit for Sony, and we'll just have to see what they come up with. I imagine they're going to do a lot more remakes and remasters. I'm just trying to think, what games could they remaster?
Oh, I mean, loads.
I'm trying to think what would be a good fit for them. What would be a really good fit for Bluepoint?
Good question. So we have to get something big. You had
because there was the
rumor.
There was the rumor they were doing Metal Gear Solid. That was the rumor. I think with them they were going to remaster the original Metal Gear Solid game, which would be really interesting. I mean, we can actually move on because the next story is about Konami, so we can actually move on to Konami, and they've actually agreed a deal with Bloober Team. Now, I actually, I wasn't too aware of Bloober Team. I recognize the games, but I wasn't too aware of them as a studio. But basically, they signed a strategic cooperation agreement with Konami, like I said, with Bloober. And basically going to be jointly developing selected contents and exchanging know-how. Whatever know-how is, I don't know how, but we'll see what that is. But basically, a lot of people seem to think this is them taking on Silent Hill. Yeah. Because Bloober Team, they've basically done a lot of horror games. They did The Medium, they did Blair Witch, and they did Observer. A lot of people...
Layers of Fear as well.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that it seems like a natural fit, but they're slightly worried that they're not quite ready to do a Silent Hill. But we don't know. We don't know.
Well, if The Medium definitely felt like an audition to do Silent Hills, and it didn't get received as well as I expected.
No, it didn't. It didn't do well at all.
So we'll see. We'll see if they get given Silent Hills. They'll have to probably do it in partnership with another studio, I reckon. Maybe in partnership with Bluepoint.
That's a really good point. Actually, it's a really good point. I mean, this as a general thing, though, I just want to come back to Konami. It really saddens me that Konami they just basically do Pro Evo now, and that's it. When it comes to game development, anyway, I know they do other stuff as well. Like they did Bomberman on the Switch, obviously in 2017, but there's so many they have so many incredible games series in Konami. It's really sad that they're not doing more. Hopefully this is a step up. At least them going, okay, well, we don't want to do it, but maybe we'll start putting things out there. If we get a new Silent Hill game.
Almost like a Disney style or Marvel style. All right, you make an Avengers game.
Yeah.
You make Guardians of the Galaxy.
If that's what they want to do, great. At least we'll start to get more. Because Castlevania. Castlevania we haven't had in a long time. Metal Gear, that series in general. I mean, there's so many, I know Bomberman we mentioned earlier, but there's so many games that I feel like need more love. But yeah, so that's it. Konami. I guess we can keep an eye out on that because I think that's going to be a really interesting one. Let's keep these stories going, guys. Let's keep them going. Smash Bros. Just had the new character. Have either of you had a chance to play yet?
No, actually, I haven't played with Kazuya from Tekken.
ACP wants to know what Zach thinks of all this because he's been very quiet. He's brooding with his beautiful beard.
Of Smash Brothers?
I guess yeah. Or just in general. I think ACP wants to hear from you.
Man, well, look, I've only played Smash Brothers about 3 times, and 2 of those times were with you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I played the Wii one and the GameCube one. I love those. Because I did say to you when I was over at yours most recently. I looked at the character list and I was like, "This is
ridiculous.
So many characters." Wait, so who's the new one? I honestly haven't keep up because I can't play it.
Yeah,
Kazuya from Tekken.
Yeah, Kazuya from Tekken.
Heihachi's son.
Yeah, it's
I did play a bit of Tekken, but I didn't have a PlayStation 1, so
he wasn't in that one. He was in. I think he starts in Tekken 3 onwards, but he's like the main character of Tekken.
Okay.
It's a really interesting show, actually. I wasn't that bothered by it, but I still like that it's kind of interesting.
For a couple of the ones recently, there's been like a few where it's been like,
yeah,
I can take that and leave it.
They had a very funny moment in the reveal that was like for people who've played Tekken. So in Tekken 7, there's a bit. I think Kazuya throws someone into throws Heihachi, I think, into like a volcano to like get rid of his body or kill him or whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, there's a bit where like he comes to the edge and it's like Captain Falcon in his arms and like throws Captain Falcon and it's like throws another character, throws in different characters, and then throws Kirby in, and then there's a moment, and then Kirby just goes
floats around. Yeah, it's great. It's I haven't actually bought it yet. I just haven't had a chance to play my Switch because it came out like 2 days ago, I think it was. I just haven't had a chance to play my Switch because I've been in work.
Why? What have you been playing instead, Jonny?
Well, we get to that in a little bit. Actually, But I just added one more thing with regards to Smash Ultimate because there is one more character left, and I'll ask you guys very quickly who you think it's going to be. I'll give you a chance to think about it because I'm just going to mention one other thing, and that's we have 4 new Mii Fighter costumes, and one of them has really upset a lot of people. So we have Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia. I think that's Symphonia anyway. Skyrim's Dragonborn. I like that. Nice. Interesting. Shantae, which is great. I think that's a great shout. And then this is the one that upset a lot of people because now they realize he's not going to be in the game, which is Dante from Devil May Cry. And it was Nintendo were actually trolling a lot of people the other day as well by saying featuring Dante from Devil May Cry, even though it's just a Mii costume, which I thought was hilarious.
I think it's really smart because there's a lot of people that wanted Dante to be that last character, and now they've done this, they know it won't be Dante. Yeah. So they're upset now, but when it comes to the character reveal, it's the last one. He said it's going to be the last. Is actually going to be the last one. Yeah. They were like, right, well, we know it's not going to be Dante. So who else? You know, they've done Steve from Minecraft. They did, yeah. You know, they've done Banjo-Kazooie. Shantae was another one that a lot of people were expecting.
Shantae's a great one.
And Dragon Ball was another one that people were talking about because you know it's a celebration of video games and Skyrim. You know, it's one of the biggest games ever made. So interesting. I think it's going to be Waluigi.
Waluigi, that's a good shout. Zach, anyone?
I haven't done Waluigi yet. Waluigi is such an obvious.
It's like such a huge meme that Waluigi hasn't been chosen yet.
Yeah,
he's even like a little background character that you can like have like a little assist.
Oh, that's right, like the assist trophies.
Yeah, it's interesting with Waluigi because like Nintendo have always had like a weird thing with him because they didn't necessarily create Waluigi. I think his first game was in the Mario Tennis game, and I think that was Camelot. And I think Camelot was just like, I think Wario needs a tennis partner. Waluigi! Yeah. So like, I think they've always been a bit funny with Waluigi, even though he's hilarious. But yeah, Zach, who do you think? Who do you think is going to be the last one?
I mean, it's going to be someone that I don't know. It's probably the most likely. I've always wanted to have Skull Kid. It's like because he has such an obvious final smash, right? Like he just makes the moon crash, right? Like that'd be amazing.
He's already a Mii, I think he has a Mii costume.
Oh, there is a Mii
costume.
Well, I never once thought that was
no, but it would be a great one.
It's going to be like, it's going to be something I'm not going to be familiar with. I mean, given that the last one was a Tekken character, I'll be honest, like, I'd have never thought of that.
So the most requested one across all 3 countries I was looking at something recently was Sora. That is the most
from
Kingdom Hearts. That is the most requested one across Japan,
sense, yeah.
America, and Europe. So I don't know if it's going to be Sora, but it could be Sora.
It could be Sora.
It could be.
Dude, that would be the one that would make the most people happy.
I would love Dr. Robotnik. I've said this a million times. How much fun would that be? Just Master Chief. Ooh, that would be an interesting one.
You got Steve from Minecraft.
We do have Steve. Doom Guy. Sora ACP, that would be amazing.
Ooh, what about a Scorpion from Mortal Kombat?
Someone did say Mortal Kombat. No, someone did say Mortal Kombat. Because then you have a fighting character from all the 3 big major fighting franchises. You'll have Street Fighter, you'll have Tekken, and then you'd have Mortal Kombat as well, that would actually be a really interesting show.
And imagine Kirby as Scorpion.
That would be cool. He would get like the get over here power. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
How would they get around the fatality? Would it just?
Well, it could be a good nod to the SNES version of Mortal Kombat, where they replaced blood with sweat.
Yeah. And then you get cheat codes.
Guy's sweating so hard right now. Just so much sweat. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. I think they said it's going to come by the end of the year, so we'll see what happens.
I liked it in old 90s games where they made the blood green.
Yeah, or blue. Green and blue.
Yeah. Why?
It's like it's not blood. It's goop.
Not blood. It's goop.
Yeah, goop.
Oh my god! There's so much goop coming out of this guy as I stab him with my sword.
All right, so we got 2 more stories to finish with, and I'll run through these really quickly. So former BioWare general manager Casey Hudson has announced the formation of Humanoid Studios. Basically, he was the director of all 3 of the Mass Effect games. And I think some of the Dragon Age games is all released. He was a part of that. So I'm really interested to see what he does there. If he gets the financial support. The way he's described it on Twitter makes me think that he has got someone backing him, which is going to be really interesting. I know Bondos 2K UK is actually playing through Mass Effect at the moment. I know a few of my friends are actually playing through that. So I'd be interested to see if going off Mass Effect, he can get. It seems to be good timing for him to say, yes, I'm making a new game. I'm the one that made these 3 games. So I'm interested to see what he does there. And finally, like Dav said earlier, he's already mentioned one of them. The July 2021 PS Plus games are going to be A Plague Tale: Innocence on the PS5. It's going to be the PS5 version, which is going to be really good. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I think that's from last year, am I right? Is that from last year or 2 years ago?
Last year was Modern Warfare, so it's the year before.
The year before, okay.
Fine.
Yeah, I've never played it, so it's a new game to me. And then WWE 2K Battlegrounds, which I would never have bought unless it was under £10, so now I don't have to buy it.
Even then.
Yeah, I would play it because I enjoy wrestling games. But I wouldn't necessarily.
It looks like absolute garbage,
Yeah.
and I've seen WrestleMania actually using the chat. I've seen them streaming it, and it looks like absolute garbage,
Yeah.
and it apparently it plays like it.
That's
but
the thing, yeah.
I'm so looking forward to playing that on multiplayer Mondays.
Yeah, that's definitely good. There's also another game we play on multiple Mondays because I know Zach mentioned
what
it
was
again. Well, shall I go first? Because it's I think I should go first. So I actually mentioned this last week. I bought an Xbox Series X, and it's kind of a weird story. I was not looking to buy one. I was talking to one of my friends about this in work. I just happened to be on a website and it just appeared. It was like Xbox Series X. And I was like, okay. I just pressed it and it was like, you don't have to pay for a year. And I was like, okay, where's the catch? No catch. It arrived a week early and I've been playing it for the last week and it's been amazing. Game Pass is £1 for the next 3 months. I don't know what to say. I mean, I just run through a couple of things based on my experience. So there's a lot of things that it does better than the PlayStation 5, and there's a lot of things that I prefer on the PS5. That as would be expected, really. One thing I really, really do love is there's so much more legacy content on the Xbox. You can buy games from the Xbox 360 era. There's a couple of games from the Xbox era as well. And I love that. That's the one thing I hate about PlayStation is that they kind of lock you into only being able to access those games on the PlayStation Now.
We believe in generations.
Well, yeah, it was the first thing I noticed. So I was like, okay, this is already better. I already prefer this because there's games I can buy. So yeah, that was the first thing I noticed. I didn't enjoy the layout as much. I think the PS5's layout is slightly better, or at least I am able to navigate it better. But that just could be because I haven't played an Xbox in a while, and it does function a lot differently. That's all. I'll just quickly talk about the controller. The controller is really nice. However, there's three things that have really pissed me off about it. Actually, no, one of those things really pissed me off about it, and it's not actually the controller's fault. It's the exact same layout as the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. The exact same, except the A and the B have swapped around, and the X and the Y have swapped around. So I'm pressing the buttons as if like I'm playing a Pro controller, because I'm so used to playing a Pro controller, and I'm just going back every screen all the time. Like, oh, for fuck's sake! Like, I'm just trying to go forward, and it goes to the point where I'm having to actually like look at the controller. I'm just like, okay, A is where. So like, I'm terrified now, because I'm starting to get used to it. I'm terrified the next time I play my Pro controller. I'm just, but it handles quite well. I also kind of find it weird they still use batteries. I don't know what.
Why do they use batteries, man? I've been playing my housemate's Xbox, and I do not understand. That is heinous.
Yeah, it's so
well. The only caveat I'll defend Xbox. What I will say is the rechargeable battery packs for your Xbox One controllers work on your Xbox Series X and S controllers.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's something, and it can still work plugged in with no batteries in. So
yeah, well,
I think it should have its own battery, but then I guess if it did and then that battery died, you've got to buy a new controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I can see it. I can see both sides of it.
Yeah. I was actually going to call it Dav's shilling. That's a nice little for Xbox. I thought that was.
Says you're the new Xbox shill now.
I am the Xbox shill in this. I am officially the Xbox shill. But no, I mean the controller's really nice. ACP Jonny getting tilted over a controller. I'm very upset. Very very upset.
I don't know. I genuinely, when my housemate told me, I was like, "Oh, batteries have run out. It's all right. We'll plug it in." He was like, "No, they're real. You've got to have AA." I really had a hissy fit.
Yeah, it's so weird. But it's just, I think it's just weird because I'm just not used to it anymore. Like I didn't have an Xbox in last generation.
And the controllers are 20 quid less than the PS5 controllers.
That is good. But to be fair, I was actually going to buy the rechargeable battery edition, which is an extra 20 quid, so it's essentially the same price as a PS5 controller. Yeah. But the controller is really nice. I think I do prefer the PS5 controller. But that could just be because I'm so used to playing that. I mean, the PS5
I think so, because I'm the opposite. Because I'm probably used to
playing the Xbox controller. It just the grip. I just prefer the analog stick to be where it is rather. It's
I have to say I've been playing both lately, and I really don't notice the difference.
It's the Switch. It's going from the Nintendo Switch to one of the others. That's where the difference is.
That's the thing. Switch is asses.
It does feel good though. I mean, it's a lovely controller. Like I'm just, and it handles really well. And
that D-pad.
It's so clicky.
Yeah,
so clicky. But yeah, otherwise, I'll just mention very quickly, PS5 controller is the best bit. PS5 controllers are better. Ooh, 2 people in chat saying PS5 controllers are better.
Get out.
WrestleMania and ACP.
We just like to gang up on you, Dad.
Just dunking on him. Just very quickly, I'll just breeze through a couple of games I've been playing. I won't talk about them too in depth. One of them, because I was just trying things out on Game Pass and cloud, the cloud gaming in general.
Leave the Outer Worlds till last.
Yeah, I probably won't talk about the Outer Worlds because
I am going to talk.
There we are. So great. I'll jump in. I won't jump in, but I'll chat about that with you in general. N64 controllers are better. Carl, you might get carted out for that one. I think there's a lot of hate for the N64 controller. So just a couple of games I've been playing on it. What did I play? I played Banjo-Kazooie. Very quickly, just on Banjo-Kazooie, I actually love that game. Playing that game is great. They did an amazing job as well. They did an amazing job in 2008 of making that game more playable than Nintendo did of making Super Mario 64 playable last year. And that's that's the thing that shocked me the most. It looks really nice. It handles really nice. The camera, as much as they can do, because obviously they try, it's certain times it gets locked in certain positions in the game. The camera is pretty much 360 degrees. It's a better version of a game from the N64 era than Mario 64 is now, currently by Nintendo, unless you're able to do things online and do it that way. But yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, having a lot of fun with that. I am playing Outer Worlds, as Dav said. And what was the other game I was playing? I can't remember what it's called. But me and Rosie are making Planet Coaster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, me and Rosie are making a theme park together, and it's beautiful. I spent 20 minutes just making a monorail. Honestly, best time of my life. I have.
Wait, sorry, is it called Planet Coaster?
I think it's called Planet Coaster. Yeah.
I really thought you were talking about like
a little coaster, like a Planet Coaster. There's loads of these.
Was it developed by Coffee Stain Studios?
Hey.
But yeah, I was actually saying to Rosie that I would be tempted to stream that with her, just because I think that would be the most wholesome thing in the world, just me and her just sitting there playing. Although she's definitely in charge. She was like the manager, and I was like the implementer. I implemented her ideas badly.
Yes. Yes, I can do that.
Yes, just stop shouting, Rosie. Stop shouting. I should add, she never shouts. She really doesn't. Making it sound so bad. But that's it. Otherwise, like I said, I've also been playing Outer Worlds, but I'll leave Dav talk about that because it's really I'm really enjoying it. It's good fun. Dav, did you want to now, or did you want to go? Yeah, let's go now.
So I've been playing through the expansions of the Outer Worlds.
Nice.
Actually, they announced. Actually, no, I started playing it before they announced Outer Worlds 2. Well, barely announced it.
Yeah,
but that was a good trailer, nonetheless. And it's not that long of a game. It's a really good length for an open world game. It's maybe 20 hours, and then the added content is like over half that length. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck there.
Yeah.
And also it was, I think it was complimentary as part of Game Pass. So that's nice.
Yeah.
You just get these expansions from that. Really funny. Each of them has like opens up a new planet, and like there's a whole new different vibe to each one. One of them is like a sort of 20s hard-boiled detective style thing where you have to like solve a murder, which is nice, and it's got some really nice amusing bits in there. And you have to like make quite like a desperate decision at the end of like, do I do this? Do I do that?
Yeah.
And that's the same with the first DLC, which was called Peril on Gorgon, which again is a new, and it actually gives you a lot of backstory towards an element of the game that is so incredibly threaded within the whole thing. Like one of the main mechanics of the game, it gives you backstory as like how that mechanic came to exist, which I think is a really interesting way to like open up a story. It's like not discussing like a character, but like something that you do like in every battle. It's like, well, actually, here's how you do that. Here's how that thing came to be, and here's why you must destroy it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, really cool stuff. But yeah, Game Pass. No, I just saw it in the chat. Outer Worlds. Once you finish that, just before you finish that game, you should definitely check out the expansions.
Yeah,
they are worth playing.
I'm really enjoying. Honestly, really enjoying it. It's really funny. Like the writing's really funny, really witty.
It is, isn't it? It's like genuinely good.
Yeah, it takes itself way less seriously than Fallout does, but it's pretty much Fallout in the same in pretty much every other way.
Well, they made Fallout New Vegas.
New Vegas, yeah. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. There's a voice actress who plays Parvati. I can't remember her name, but she's awesome. She's in Mythic Quest.
It's Ashley Birch.
It's Ashley Birch. It is Ashley Birch.
Is it?
And as soon as she started talking, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's Ashley Birch. She's great. I think she's such a fantastic voice. So as soon as I heard her speaking, I was like, she is going to be in my team for the rest of the game.
Yeah, she's in my team. Yeah, she's in my team.
She's great.
Her, and one that I didn't know about until I was like, where's this other character? So I was like, got all the companions as one. I was like, where the hell's the other one? So I looked it up and I was like, oh. So if you get stuck and you want to look for that other character, because they're in my team and have been ever since I found them, let me know. I'll be like, go here.
Sam is my other one.
Sam!
Is that the one you're on about?
That's the person. Yeah.
Because I was just I the problem I have with games like this is I will look at everything. I'm like, what's this? My brain is just going crazy. And I went upstairs like, there's a robot? What? I want this robot on my team. And then you take the little quest.
All the companions have their own quests and stuff,
so
it's worth doing those. Like the Vicar one's quite good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Great.
How many companions have you got now then?
I'm just missing one, but I'm not far into the game. I'm about 5 hours in. Pretty much.
You get them all quite early on. And 5 hours is a quarter of the way through the game.
Oh, there we are. Not too. It's good though. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Anyway, that's enough.
Enough out of the world. Zach, what have you been playing, man? Oh no.
Oh, Zach's muted.
You're muted.
Hey.
God, sorry, I had a car going past earlier, so I muted myself. Yeah, to be honest, guys, this week all I've been playing is the Master Chief Collection.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
I'm really enjoying. I've talked about Halo before though, so I won't really go into it. It's good. It's always going to be good. But you know what? I forgot to tell you guys about. You know, I don't know if maybe I did tell you, or maybe we talked about it on the show. I don't think so. But I went to a virtual reality arcade.
Ooh.
Did I tell you about it?
I think you mentioned that. I think you mentioned that to me in person, but I don't know if you mentioned it on the podcast.
It's really cool. It was in Newcastle. There's a few of them all over the country now, I think. And I went on to. So it's a normal arcade for the most part. So I played like House of the Dead and stuff. Played the newest House of the Dead. That was really fun. And then it's like, you know, carnival games and all that shit. But they have like a whole like VR section, which is kind of expensive, but really, really fun. I did one. I think I'll find the video and I'll post it on the Discord.
Nice.
Because it's like one of these ones, they strap you in like you're in a roller coaster and it turns you all the way upside down. So you're like in your head, you're like shooting stuff, right? You're in like a ship. And the craziest thing about it is I watched the videos of my friend and I'm watching it and I'm going like, he must feel so sick right now. But because you've got the headset on, you feel less sick than you would you weren't moving.
Yeah.
You know, normally if you're doing VR, the thing that makes you sick is the fact that you think you're moving, but you're not.
Yeah.
It's all actually happening. We did another one that was like a horror one, and you get stabbed. You get stabbed through your chest,
Wow.
and they do this mad thing where they like they have like some air come out at your feet, and a little like bit of ribbon or whatever like flaps at your feet, which makes your feet go up, right? Because you go like, oh, horrible, something touched my feet, and it's at the same time as you being stabbed, and so it kind of feels like you're going like, oh, it's weird. It's super creepy. It's really, really clever.
I need to go to Newcastle.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I think there are a few of them. I'll if I do find the video, I'll post it in the Discord, and I'll maybe post some links because, like I say, there's one in Brighton, there's one in London, I think. There's definitely one in Newcastle, and they're cool. You should go and have a go if you ever get the chance, just to see what's out there. You know, it's a. We're always talking about VR on here, right?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, to be fair, I think you showed me the video before, and
I think I showed you.
and I was like, that looks awesome.
It's
like
pretty
so.
cool.
I need to see this.
Yeah. It's not something you'd want to do every day. Like, I mean, partly it's expensive, but like, you don't really need to do it every day. It's just worth like trying it out and just.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was your gaming chair at home.
Yeah, seriously, right? Yeah.
Planet Coaster would be very confusing.
Honestly, that would be so good. I was having a whale of a time just on the little monorail going around the park. I was like, whoa! Look at this. This is great. Awesome, Zach. Anything else?
No, that's like I say, all I've been doing this week is sitting and playing.
Campaign or multiplayer?
Say again?
Campaigns or multiplayer?
Oh, just multiplayer actually, because I've played those campaigns. I mean, I've played the multiplayer to death as well, but I've really played those campaigns to death. I might go back and do. To be fair, I did do Halo 3 on stream, and I did say I was going to do Reach at some point. If people want to see me play Reach, I'll play Reach. Or maybe 1. Don't think I'll play 2 or 4. I'm not really bothered about them so much.
Not those even numbers.
Reach was the first game I played in lockdown.
Wow.
Back in March last year.
God.
Yeah, I never played it before. It was like one of the blind spots of my life.
Yeah.
Well, I think
it still holds up, to be honest. Like, I still think it plays really nicely. I don't think it feels like it's from 2010, but I don't think you're sitting there going, "This is from 2010."
And that last level after the last level is like, interesting.
Yeah, that's such a cool ending to a game, right?
Yeah.
I've got the Master Chief Collection downloaded. I just so I'm gonna probably will get to them eventually. There's a couple of games I want to get to first, but like I've definitely got because I've only ever completed one. But
we can definitely co-op those.
Yeah. Oh, can you do co-op on the main missions?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh wow!
Buddy.
Someone wants to join. I've like I said, never completed the any game other than one. So if anyone want to join in, let's do that. Gents,
I need a co-op buddy for Gears 5, by the way. Just saying that.
I did love. I loved Gears 1 and 2, but I didn't play any of the games. And apparently, Gears 3 is like one of the better ones.
Gears 3 is great.
Yeah. Right, gents. I think it's time. It's time for the quiz.
Baby. Time for the quiz.
So, to those of you who aren't aware, it becomes really hard to pay attention in the chat who is playing along with the quiz. So all I'll say is play along, and I'll believe you when you tell me at the end how many you got right. But I'm going to concentrate on these two chaps
Liam
shout,
Jack,
shout your answers in chat. We won't be reading them.
Yeah.
Johnny will see them, but we'll block it so that we can't see it.
Emily, I got 100%. Emily, I believe you. You're very truthful people. You both got, was it 101%? Yeah, that's right. 101%. That's amazing. So let me just get this. Great. All right. Here we go. Question number 1. Argonaut Games famously created the Super FX chip that was used for specific SNES titles like Star Fox. Which other game series did they create? I
thought the question was going to be
Was
Star
it
Fox.
Croc, Gex, or Glover? Now, those are 3 game series from the past.
Blue point. Get on them.
Yeah, go on one of them. Argonaut Games famously created the Super FX chip that was used for specific SNES titles like Star Fox, but which other game series did they also create? Croc, Gex, or Glover?
It's a tough one.
All right, I've got my answer.
Okay. I've also got something else really interesting to tell you after this, but it's not part of the question, but it's just really, really cool. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, press enter. Dav, what did you go with? And Zach, what did you go with?
Glover.
It's Croc. What a load of Croc.
Yes.
So Argonaut Games, a lot of the developers, when they closed, went off to form Rocksteady. Which made the Batman games, the Arkham games, which is, that's quite a legacy. But yeah, they made the Croc games. I played all 3 of those games. Croc, Gex, and Glover.
Slightly, they don't treat women too well in that studio. Must be said.
Oh, really?
Nothing. I don't think nothing like extreme like some of the Ubisoft stuff, but yeah, some female members of staff did leave that studio. Fingers crossed that they sort that out.
Yeah. Right, let's move on to question number 2.
Bloody Croc.
Yeah, bloody Croc. Yeah, respect women. Seriously. Which of these first-person shooters made its console debut on the PS1? Battlefield, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor.
Man, that's really hard.
Which one didn't or did?
Did. Which one made their debut on the PS1? The other 2 made their debuts on the PS2.
Say it again.
Which
Call of Duty?
Call of Duty. So Battlefield, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
To make it easy, I always do it in alphabetical order, just because it also.
Sure.
Yeah. I forgot the answers. Battlefield, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor.
All right.
Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Press enter.
Medal of Honor.
Zach, what did you go with?
Battlefield?
Dav. It's Medal of Honor.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it was so Medal of Honor. I think the first game came out in 1998 on the PS1, and it was commissioned by Steven Spielberg because he just made Saving Private Ryan, and he just off to make Band of Brothers. He was like, we should make a video game, and they made Medal of Honor. And the original Medal of Honor games were genuinely really good. Well,
it was really tough because I played Medal of Honor, the first one, and I wasn't sure if it was Call of Duty or Medal of Honor in my head. It was Medal of Honor, it turns out, on the PS1 about 5-6 years ago. And it's really funny going back and finding a game where you can't move forward and turn at the same time.
Yeah.
Because there's no second analog stick. So you have to move forwards or back and then use left or right to turn on a pivot and then move forward and back in that direction, which made aiming really weird.
That's the thing I struggled with when I played the aiming system. I struggled with that when I played Resident Evil 4 a couple of months ago. I just stopped playing it because I could not get to grips with it because you have to stop to then aim, and I was like, nope.
Aim and then
I'm done. I'm out. All right. Question number 3. What was the last game that Shigeru Miyamoto directed? So is it Pikmin 2, New Super Mario Bros, or Super Mario 64? He did help direct Star Fox Zero, but he was not an assistant. He was basically an advisor.
Associate.
Yeah, he was like an advisor. Like two of the chaps led the whole thing, but he was kind of like, they had questions, they go to him. But yeah, the last game he directed on his own: Pikmin 2, New Super Mario Bros, or Super Mario 64.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Really don't know.
3, 2, 1. Press enter, guys.
Pikmin.
And Zach?
New Super Mario Bros?
Would you be shocked if I told you you're both wrong and it's Super Mario 64?
Really?
That was the last Nintendo game he directed.
I didn't know he directed that.
Yeah, it's the last game he directed. He didn't direct Ocarina of Time because that was the Zelda guy now. I can't remember his name. His name just escaped me.
Aonuma,
yeah. So Aonuma,
Aonuma?
yeah. Aonuma, he directed the Ocarina of Time. Super Mario 64 was the last time he actually just directed a game on his own. He basically moved up and became like took charge of the production and everything else, but design. He was still he was designing a lot of the games beyond that. He was just leaving the directing to other people, which is.
I kind of thought he might have gone back to New Super Mario Bros. As like hey, it's a Shigsy game, right?
Man, you know? That's why I put my sneaky answers in to make you think.
Boy,
sneaky boy.
Okay, question number 4. Including Need for Speed No Limits on iOS, how many games have been released for the series?
Oh my god.
23, 24, or 25?
That's so many. Any one of those is too
That's
many.
ridiculous, isn't it? But they release like one every 6 months. It's mad.
So many are bad.
Yeah, so many are terrible. Like some of them are really good. Underground 2, I think it is, was an absolute banger.
Hot Pursuit.
Hot Pursuit was really good.
Pursuit, I almost said. Hot for Pursuit.
Hot for Pursuit.
Because that was made by Criterion, who made the Burnout games.
Oh yeah.
And Hot Pursuit has just been added to Game Pass. Jonny.
It has, yeah. I saw
Remaster. All right, okay. 23, 24, 25.
23, 24, 25, yeah.
All right.
Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter. You both went with 25, and you're both right.
Nice.
25 games, and so many are bad.
I don't want to hear the names.
Yeah, I don't have them, honestly. I don't have them. Question number 5. Shaken But Not Stirred was a text adventure developed and published by Richard Shepard. Richard Shepard Software, based on James Bond. But what year did it release? Was it 1982, 1984, or 1986? It was the very first James Bond game.
And it was called Shaken But Not Stirred.
Shaken But Not Stirred.
I love that it says but.
Yeah, there was never a but. It's always shaken, not stirred.
It's like they called a game. It's like if they called a game "My Name Is Bond, James Bond."
Well, it's was it? Have you guys seen the Mary Poppins? What's it called? The backstory about Mary Poppins. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, Mr. Banks.
Saving Mr. Banks.
Saving
Mr. Banks. When it's like they're singing "Let's Go Fly a Kite," it's "Let's Go Fly." And she's like, "Let us go and fly a kite." I was like, that's not a song. But that's pretty much where we're at. Shaken but not stirred, please.
What were the years?
82, 84, 86.
Okay, I got one.
Zach, do you have an answer?
I have an answer.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Ooh,
You both were with 82. And you're both right, it is 82.
Hey!
1982, yeah, the very first James Bond game.
Zach was storming it.
Okay.
I've got 2, you've got 5.
Oh, no.
He's got 4.
I'm getting digged.
Wait. All right, here we go. Let's play that kazoo. This time, so what I've realized is it's becoming really hard for me to keep playing songs that you both know. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to give you 2 options and then just play a song. So at least you get a 50-50 shot if you don't know it, okay? Because otherwise we're just going to keep being Mario songs. It's just going to be Mario songs all the time otherwise. Okay, here we go.
I can't. Are you hearing it?
You can't hear it.
I think you need to do it quietly. I think it's like going to.
Okay, let's try again. Oh no!
Might be a noise cancellation.
What is going on with this?
Try and do a higher pick.
Nope. Oh well. Yeah.
Hum it this time. We'll sort it out next time.
Da 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 da. I'm gonna stop there. Is that Red Dead Redemption or The Witcher 3? 2 options.
Ah.
Oh, in the chat they said we can hear. They can hear.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so weird.
I was sitting there thinking it must be my end.
I also really enjoyed how when I went into a higher key, I started playing it in a minor chord. So it was almost completely different. I was like, yes. Yeah. Is that Red Dead Redemption or The Witcher 3? Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter.
Yes.
So Dab went with Red Dead Redemption and Zach went with The Witcher 3, and it is That's the Way It Is from Red Dead Redemption.
Yes.
It's
I haven't played those games.
It's a very beautiful song.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I figured.
50-50.
50-50 though. This is probably the only way we can go now. I'm 50-50, otherwise it's just going to be Mario every week. Although, if you're fine with that, we'll do Mario every week. Play that Mario tune. Okay, speaking of Mario, which Mario title's main story takes the longest time to beat? Okay, so this is just the main story. This is not how long to beat. This is which one takes the longest time to beat, as in just the main story. Is it Galaxy, Odyssey, or Sunshine?
Completionist or just main?
Just the main story.
line?
How long it takes to beat the main story. I actually don't have the how long to beat numbers here. So which one's main story is longer? Galaxy, Odyssey, or Sunshine?
All right, I've got an answer.
Okay.
I don't know whether you factor in the nonsense in Sunshine.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, well, you can streamline it. You can minimal stars. Just get through it.
I mean, there are some nonsense stars that you have to do, like
Yeah.
the Chuckum guys. Like that's one that you have to do, and it's not.
So again, this is taken from How Long to Beat, but How Long to Beat do a main story. They do a main story and side quest, and then they do Completionist. So this is the How Long to Beat, but just the main story. Okay. 3, 2, 1, guys, press enter. Dab, you went with Galaxy, and Zach, you went with Sunshine.
It's got to be one or the other, hasn't it? Because Odyssey's not very.
Not Odyssey.
So in third place is Odyssey, 12 and a half hours. In second place with 13 and a half hours is Galaxy. And in first place is Sunshine with 15 hours. Of the three, though, the only one I know is the biggest completionist. It is Odyssey by quite a It's like 60 hours. Because Odyssey doesn't take that long to get through it, but like if you want to get all the moons, it's 60 hours. It's actually the longest Mario game.
You did it, didn't you?
No, God, no. I got like 800, but there's like 1,000. In the end, I was like, no.
1,000?
Yeah, because I bought it.
999, yeah.
Yeah, well, you can buy them as well after a certain point. So you can just keep buying them. It's really weird because you just go to a shop and be like, I want more. Right, question number 8. Which character from this selection needed to be unlocked to use in Super Smash Bros. For the N64? Luigi, Pikachu, or Samus? Which character from this selection needed to be unlocked to use in Super Smash Bros. For the N64? Luigi, Pikachu, or Samus?
Oh, wait, is this a trick question?
I think I know this one.
Okay.
I think this is a trick question.
I think it might be a trick question.
If it's a trick question, then I'm. I never played the original one. I played Melee.
Zach's going to be irate. Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter. What did you go with? You both went with Luigi. It is
Oh,
Luigi.
I see. I didn't think Luigi was in it.
Luigi is in it.
Yeah.
It is
the
Luigi.
first one you unlock, right?
Yeah, so Luigi is like basically the first one you unlock. You unlock Luigi, Captain Falcon, Ness, and then Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff. You only unlock there's 12 characters. We've had 11 from the DLC, which is mad. Question number 9. Which game is the best-selling title on the Xbox 360? GTA 5, Connect Adventures, or Minecraft?
Oh, Connect Adventures was included with the Connect. And you're talking just 360 sales,
Just 360,
right?
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, just 360 sales?
Wait,
okay,
I can hear the keyboard.
I had an answer, but because I know that one of these we've talked about before. What was the
GTA 5, Connect Adventures, and Minecraft.
See, I know we talked about this before.
Are these the top 3?
Bondos 2K UK said Tetris. These are I believe these are the top 3. Yeah. Oh no, wait. I think one of them is not, but 2 of them are 1 and 2.
Right. I'm stuck. I'm gonna go with this.
Okay. Bondos 2K UK also said Luigi for the Smash Brothers games. He should probably know because me and him used to play it all the time back in Swansea in 2010. Yeah. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter. Dav, you want to connect?
Ooh.
You both want to connect. In third place is Minecraft with 13 million. Came out 2011. Sold 13 million in 2 years? Pretty impressive. In second place with 20. So basically, second place is 22.95 million, and first place is 24 million. It's very close. With 22.95 million, GTA 5, which means Kinect Adventures is the best-selling game on the Xbox 360, and you both get a point. There we are.
I wrote Minecraft, by the way, because I remember us talking about the sales for Minecraft a while ago, and they were very, very high.
Yeah. Wheel of Misfortune. Let's do it.
Ooh,
let's do it.
let's do
We're
it.
on question 10.
Yeah,
Here we go. Can everyone see this?
Oh, yeah.
do it.
And
It's a Zach question.
It's always a neat question. Great.
It's because of the magnet on the back.
Yeah.
Zach just pressed a little button in his house. He's like, there goes it, yeah.
Yeah,
It's like sometimes he doesn't press it because he wants other people to have a go there.
I don't want wishes.
Okay, Zach question. Which of these is an enemy from The Last of Us? Hunger demons, meat puppets, or rat kings?
the names aren't in the game.
They are, yeah.
Oh, no, they're not.
One of them,
They're
it is mentioned. It is mentioned in the game because I remembered
Right.
when I saw it. I was like, okay.
Right. Again, please. What are these names?
Hunger demons, meat puppets, or rat kings?
After this, we're going to have to clarify who it is that says it.
All right, I got it.
Okay, do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Dad, what did you go
Meat
with?
puppet.
And Zach, what did you go with?
It's the Rat King.
It is the Rat Kings. So Hunger Demons and Meat Puppets are from, and Dav, this might be what I'll throw on you. No, say it again.
Bloodborne?
No, not Bloodborne. Oh shit, it's the other zombie game that it stormed the world. I can't remember the title. Walking Dead. Both of them are from The Walking Dead. Meat Puppets.
And so, what's the Rat King?
That's the big, massive thing that Abby fights in
the hospital.
Oh, Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Last of Us 1.
Oh, sorry.
I mean,
yeah,
obviously, there wasn't a meat puppet in Last of Us 1, but I was like, it's the only one I can imagine them being.
But yeah,
it says Rat King in the game.
I think there's like something that comes up saying the name, and it's like, oh my god, it's called this sort of thing. But I don't think it's like
no characters say it. It comes up on one of them. So technically,
okay. That means the scores are almost tied, but not really. There's final scores. It's 7-6 to Dav Gape.
Hey,
well done, Dav Gape. That was good fun. I enjoyed that one. There was some. I was impressed with some of those answers, gents. 0% from me from Pig Owl. I'm so sorry. Because it's really hard to strike a balance between making quizzes that are like easy but not too easy. That's why I'm trying to give I used to give 4 answers. I never used to give answers, and that was ridiculous. I can't believe I used to do that. I was so harsh. But yeah, that is the end of the quiz, and Dav Gape takes the quiz. That is also the end of podcast number 58. Thank you very much for listening today.
Jonny.
Yes.
Jonny.
Yes.
I think that we should raid Prenessa because she's online and they raid this.
Yes, that's it.
Oh no, don't worry. They're literally finishing right now.
They're gone. We can't raid. But that is the end of the podcast anyway. Thank you so much for everyone for hanging around and listening today. And if you enjoyed the show, then please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Tell your friends and give us a review or comment because it really does mean a lot as well. And subscribe to us on YouTube because we've had a lot of people following us on there since the podcast we did last week. So yeah, check out our YouTube page as well. And if you'd like to support us, then please go ahead and check out our Patreon page where we will be doing a Hall of Fame at some point. Definitely, we try and do it this weekend. We'll find out, but we'll do that live. And that's a lot of fun. So check that out. And we're also affiliated with Green Man Gaming, so check that out. It's always in the descriptions.
Make sure you're following the channel. So we're doing multiplayer Mondays.
Yes.
And then these boys and Dav will be doing more streams as life gets a bit more normal.
Yes, we're getting back to some sense of normality now, so we should be streaming more. And maybe we'll do a Halo stream, because like I said, I want to complete those games, and I've only completed one the first one. So it'd be nice to finish those as well.
And maybe we can get WrestleMania in on a Battleground stream.
Oh yeah, he's gonna kick our tushies. He's gonna kick our little bums. But that is it. Join us in the Discord if you'd like to as well. I should add that because I always forget. But we are Video Games Ahoy, and we'll see you next week. Ahoy!
Bye.